goodness, Schmitty.
What are we doing?
What are we doing up here?
I think I forgot what's going on.
Are we doing a podcast or something?
Oh, it's about time. It's about time.
The Bowfishing Buzz Podcast, episode 123, brought to you by
AMS and Megamouth Bowfishing, both family-owned businesses, proudly made in the USA, built tough, built by bowfishers, and trusted by shooters across the nation.
From reels and bows to arrows and accessories, AMS and Megamouth have you covered. Take the fight to invasive fish with American-made bowfishing muscle.
From first shots to big wins, AMS and Megamouth help make memories on the water that last a lifetime. Episode 123 of the Bowfishing Buzz Podcast, Matt, sponsored, of course, by Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA and N Designs Leatherwork and Embroidery. You're repping them both right now. Wow, how appropriate.
Yeah, I am.
That's very cool. Very cool. We have not been up here in the podcast booth for a while. We apologize. We like to stick to a schedule. We just had some... We'll get into it later on.
We'll get into
it later on. Matt, let's tell everybody a little bit what we're going to be talking about today.
We've got a lot because we've got the Kentucky, the Bluegrass Youth Bonanza recap.
Yep, that'll be fun. That kind of ties into the truck breakdown issue that had our podcast. All of our podcast gear was in the truck. The truck had to be left in Kentucky. It was just a whole thing. That's why we're a little delayed here.
But that allowed us to go on a nice big spoonbill adventure.
Yes, that's true.
With Clayton Meyer, the Obsession Outdoors.
Yep, so that was cool. We've got BAA Records. We got Parker LaRue joining us. And of course, Matt, you're going to talk about a fish you wish, I'm guessing. Is that correct?
Maybe. I think I might have forgot it.
Maybe not.
I've been so out of touch on these podcasts, I forgot to add that.
It is nice that we're back up here. I missed
to make one up.
You could do it. You could totally do it. We're up here in Wisconsin, Mathew. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think we are. I don't know. I think we might be in Arizona.
I was going to say, when people think of Wisconsin, they think of cold up north weather. And it is blazing out there right now. We're in a heat wave warning right now. We've been in mid-90s, low to mid-90s all week from Monday through Thursday. It is just terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
It's hot and sticky.
It's hotter than a blister bug in a pepper patch.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what my grandma from Georgia used to always say. She always, yeah. What in the world else? She had all, when it was hot out, she had all kinds of things that she would say. It's so hot, the birds have to use oven mitts to pull worms out of the ground.
Oh, wow. I have never heard that before.
It's so hot, you can fry an egg on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
It's so hot, I saw a chicken lay a fried egg.
That's hot as heck.
It's so hot, the cows are producing evaporated milk. That last one that I remember her saying was, it's so hot the ice cream truck done melted away.
The ice cream truck?
The ice cream truck done melted away.
Oh, my goodness. Do you really have a grandma from Georgia?
No, I just made those up. Nope. All Wisconsin-based here.
Oh, my goodness.
But it is toasty. I will say that.
It is toasty.
It is very warm.
Yeah. Yep. So let's start recapping the Kentucky Bluegrass Youth Bowfishing Bonanza.
Time out.
What?
That was a mean what?
What?
Time out, Matt.
Okay,
I have something that I would like to give to you.
What do you got?
I just got to dig it out of my little treasure trove down here.
So Schmitty's reaching on the side of his chair. I can't see what he's doing.
First, I'd like to present to you. You have to tell everyone what you're about to see, okay?
Okay.
I'd like to give you that.
It's a moon pie.
It is a moon pie.
Thank you.
You're a moon pie guy.
Yep.
I have one other thing I'd like to give you.
What else you got?
Matt, what time is it?
11:30.
No, wrong.
Oh, sorry.
It's moon pie time, baby.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh, take a look at that, folks. That is a moon pie clock.
Holy cow.
Oh, look at that. Moon pie. The biggest and best lunch in town for 5 cents. If you are eating moon pies for lunch, you are going to live a short life. Oh, Matt, you're never going to guess how I came into possession with this.
I'm guessing you got that up north somewhere in the Minocqua area.
I did not get it up north.
No.
Our boss, owner of the company, Jeff Brown, did.
Oh, are you serious?
He found it at Menards in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, and he knew exactly what to do with it.
Wow.
He gave it to me to present to you and the rest of the viewers.
That's going on the
Bowfishing
boat
Buzz.
somewhere.
We got to put this guy.
That's going on the boat
up.
somewhere.
There we go. How nice.
We forgot something else, Schmitty.
What did we forget?
The pickled eggs.
Oh, yeah. We got some pickled eggs downstairs. They're smoked pickled eggs from our good buddy
Jason Wolf.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. He dropped off a freaking huge jug.
Yeah, huge.
Of smoked pickled eggs. I think Nate had 3 of them this morning at the 10 o'clock break.
I feel bad for whoever's working with him in the shop this afternoon.
Yes, he's going to have the old...
He's going to have the old bubble.
Yep.
Yes, he is. Yep. So, but yeah, we'll have to hang up the moon pie.
I love it. That's awesome.
What a buy by Jeff. I don't care if that was $500. That is totally worth it.
It is. That's cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Cool. All right. I apologize for the delay.
No, that was worth it. That was worth it right there.
We can get into our normally scheduled programming here.
The Bluegrass Youth Bonanza Bowfishing Tournament down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Was it's so far back. Literally, there's 30 days in the month of June. Mm-hmm. I was gone for 22.
Oh, that's rough. That's a lot of traveling right there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It was nuts. So the Bluegrass Youth Bonanza was the second week in June up there, down there in Kentucky, I should say, and it was the first one that they had since renaming it from the past Jared Ashmore tournaments.
Right. Yep.
And Justin Cook, along with some of the BAA board members, had put this back on because it was an event that we need to keep going because the youth is the future of our sport.
The most important generation.
And it's just was such a wonderful event. It's a bowfishing rich environment down there for these kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, with the silvers below the tailwaters and the fish on the lakes and stuff like that. There's just a great opportunity for kids to get shots at fish.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, for example, we used to have a youth event here in Wisconsin for several years during the daytime, and it was just hard to get kids on fish during the daytime here to try to shoot some carp.
Yep.
Unless you would hit it just right where you had it in the spawn. Well, you couldn't do that because that's when the kids were still in school.
Right.
So you had it when there was no school going on. It just made it really tough.
School is important, but bowfishing is importanter.
And more importanter. That's right. So what a great time down there. I was jacked up heading down there.
Good turnout down there, Matt, for
wonderful
as
turnout. Wonderful turnout. I'm going to have a bunch of videos and pictures on the video podcast from that trip there. I had a great time with my youth shooters that I had on the boat. In fact, Cody, who is 20 years old now, no longer. It's amazing.
That makes me feel old.
Who can no longer shoot a tournament, but his sister Tori, is shooting in it. And the first night we got there, the group of us went out and did a little scouting on Kentucky Lake.
So Tori was one of your shooters then, correct?
Yeah. Yep. And we went out and did a little scouting on the lake and did a little shooting. A little slow. There's some buffs, but nothing big, the smaller ones and stuff like that there. But we had a great time on the water scouting. And then the next day, Cody and I were going to go out and do some scouting on the rivers. And I'm driving to the boat launch, and all of a sudden I get a notification on the dash that said 85 miles until limp mode.
Oh, okay. You're in the truck.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
And I was like, well, it said because my DEF was low.
Oh.
All right.
Was your
diesel
DEF
exhaust
low?
fluid.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I stopped on my trip halfway down here and filled it up at a gas station. It's not low, but okay, whatever. So I pulled into a Love's gas station.
Yep.
Went in and got me a 2.5-gallon jug of DEF.
Yep.
And I started putting it in there, and I started pouring it in there, and all of a sudden it started coming back on the top. It was full.
Yeah.
Yeah, So I'm like, well, crap. So it's Friday. Saturday is when I got to go take the boat and kids out bow fishing and stuff.
Right.
I need to get this taken care of today.
Yeah.
So I looked on the maps, and I ended up taking the truck to Benton Ford. All right. I called him up, and I told him the situation. He goes, yeah, if you don't get that checked out, it'll go into limp mode, and you'll be going super slow. I can't have that.
No.
We need to be going super fast.
Super fast.
Yep. So I said, okay. I said, can you get a chance to take a look at it? And she's like, well, bring it in. We'll see if we can get it taken care of for you today yet. So we pulled in there. Cody and I did with the boat and stuff. We pulled in behind the service garages there, and I got the boat on and everything. And went in, told her I was there. She goes, I'll have a service tech come out there and take a look at the truck. So he comes walking out. The garage door is there, and he goes, oh, my gosh. He goes, is this the Bowfishing Buzz?
No way.
I am not kidding you.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh, my
He goes, man,
gosh.
I love your podcast. I listen to it all the time. He says, the wife and I just bought a bow fishing boat.
Oh, my gosh. What are the odds of that? I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was all just, so I gave him a hat and some shirts and stuff
nice.
like that there. And he was underneath there looking at the def tank and some of the wiring and trying to clean it off and stuff. But unfortunately, they could not get it repaired. And I says, well, just cheat the code, just bypass the code or whatever. They're like, we can't because it's federally regulated, because it's deaf.
Yep.
And I'm like, So I had to go get Dennis Redden's truck and use that the rest of the trip down there.
Yeah.
And they called me on Monday and said that the truck would not have the parts in for another 5 days.
Ooh, that's a long time, and you're in
Yeah.
Kentucky. Yeah.
And I was like, well, I can't be down here this long, so I ended up flying home.
Yeah.
And that, folks, right there is why there has not been a podcast for over a month.
Because the podcast stuff was in
the truck. Yep,
exactly.
I had so much stuff to fly back with. I couldn't fly back with the podcast. And so, yeah, we apologize, but that's the reason.
Then we had the holiday was in there. The 4th was in there.
Yes.
So you actually flew down last week. No. Yes.
Last week I flew down.
You flew down. Yeah. Dennis picked you up at the Nashville airport, and then you went down there and drove everything back.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So we're glad to be back because we missed it. I was like, I felt like there was something wrong with me. I was missing a part of my body, which is the podcast.
I was like just going up to strangers on the street talking bowfishing with them because I needed to get it out somehow. Yeah.
So that's why. But let's get back to the Youth Bonanza tournament there. Went there the day of the tournament. Kids were lined up. One thing that's so cool is watching all the other boats show up to help take these kids out.
Oh, yeah.
It was wonderful seeing all these boats just coming in. And the pavilion was getting filled up with kids and adults, and they had the chairs all set up and all the prizes. Oh, my gosh, it was just really cool. It was great. Then, of course, right before takeoff, we all go up by the AMS boat, and I get the kids up in the boat there, and they're throwing shirts and all kinds of goodies to the kids in the crowd there. And it's just one of my favorite moments of the whole trip. And then is takeoff, and they have a police escort, just like a normal big tournament. You know, you got the
Think
police.
how cool it is for the kids to see that too. You know, look how important we are. We got a police escort.
Right.
Yeah. Stopping traffic. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So I had two boys in the boat, and then Tori, and then I had Tori's dad, Mitch, in the boat, and the two little boys' dad was in our boat also.
Yep.
And we went to the river there, and man, we just had a great time. I think that one little kid he was pretty young, and he was always standing off to my left on the deck of the boat there.
Okay.
And every time I would swipe that light, there'd be a little gar out there or something. Ooh. And he was drawing back, and he was flinging arrows left and right. And he was just cranking that back in and stuff. Did I get that one? Nope, you just missed that one just a little bit, you know.
But that's usually what I ask you and what you say to me.
He stood up there on that spot on the deck the whole time until we went back to load the boat back up.
He must have just been absolutely enthralled by it.
He just had a great time. And Tori and the other shooter his brother was a little bit older. He shot they each shot 2 silvers each, and then gar, and then I think 1 little buffalo.
Gotcha.
And it was kind of a funny moment there. We were going down the bank on the river there, and all 3 of the kids this time, of course, were on the right side on the deck because that's the bank we're going down. That's where we're seeing a couple of fish.
Yep.
So they're all overcrowded on that side of the boat.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So I'm going along, and I was just like, boom, I shine the light. They're laid up a nice, 20, 25-pound grassy.
Oh, really?
Just laying right there on the bank right there. And I'm like, oh, right there. And all the kids drew back. And that fish slowly swam right in front of the trolling motor without an arrow in his body.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that they all got to see it and shoot at it together. And
Yeah.
That's cool. Did any of the kids on the boat place at all? What are the placings
I think
like?
if Tori would have hit that grassy, she probably would have placed in the top 5 in her age division.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
But they all 3, or Tori and the older boy that was in the boat there, they got to weigh in 3 fish each because that was what you could weigh in.
Sure,
3 fish. So they all had 3 fish to weigh in there.
Yep.
And they got to experience coming through the line, you know. and getting up to weigh-ins and lifting their fish and putting them in the barrels and telling them their age, name, and stuff like that there. So they all got to experience that little bit of a tournament aspect of bow fishing along with having a good time.
Yeah, I don't think I asked you this. How many total kids do you know? Was there a number, or do you?
Oh, gosh, there had to be over – I know it was over 100 kids.
Okay, gotcha. That's awesome.
It was over 100 kids.
Yeah.
But one thing that really sped up the process this year compared to the last is they gave away all the big prizes, all the door prize and stuff before takeoff. Where in the past, they gave away all those prizes after weigh-ins, which was, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, kids are half asleep.
So the weigh-ins went a lot faster.
That's good. And
everything like that there. And then the awards went really fast on that there. In the upper division, for the divisions there, Landon Conley pretty much walked away with everything.
Did he?
He won the small fish, the big fish, the most weight, and all that stuff.
He's got to be getting up there where he's not going to be able to shoot that tournament anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how old Landon is.
Yeah,
but
he's a killer.
They don't
he's
mess
a killer.
around. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Matt. What was your favorite moment being down there?
Well, I was down there for quite a long time, so I did a lot of things.
Your favorite part of the Bowfishing Bonanza tournament. What was your favorite part of it?
I like
any specific moment or anything that kind of.
I like just walking around and seeing the look on the kids' faces. But what I really like to do is I love this during weigh-ins when these kids come around with that. Some of the kids are like little squeamish and stuff. Like it's all
fish,
bloody.
Yeah.
They reach into that barrel, it's all bloody and slimy and stuff. And they're like, they're like, but I like watching the kids' faces as they come through the weigh-ins, and some of the kids shot some good fish, and they're pretty darn proud. They hold that fish up. And they look around, they make sure, somebody's taking a picture, so they make sure to hold that fish up just right, and stuff like that there.
That's funny.
I like watching the weigh-ins and watching these kids weighing in their fish that they had shot with the bow and arrow.
It's cool to see that, and then 10 years down the road, they're participating in bigger tournaments, doing that same thing. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But man, I tell you what, a hats off to Justin Cook and all of his helpers down there for running this and organizing this. It was a wonderfully ran tournament for the kids. It was great for the kids, and everybody had a really good time.
Good. Yeah. Good. That's very cool to hear. Something else that was kind of cool down there, Matt, is the Bowfishing Association of America introduced a $500 youth scholarship.
They did.
AMS Bowfishing, we matched that total.
We did.
For a total of $1,000. Was that presented down there at the Bonanza as well this year?
They presented it there before takeoff when they were doing all the prizes, and Hunter Budd was the winning recipient this year of the $1,000 scholarship, and I got to go up and get a picture with Justin Cook and Hunter there. Yeah. He's a big boy.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
Good.
Yeah,
cool.
He was tall as me. Yeah, he's a big boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is a big boy.
I think we might be seeing, I don't know if he plays basketball, but Hunter Budd might be playing for Kentucky somewhere. Basketball. He's a tall dude.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Murray State, somewhere down there.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. But, like we always talk about, Matt, investing in the sport, investing in the youth, keeping the sport growing from a younger age on. I don't know if I've seen stats. I don't know if the hunting and fishing youth is exploding like it was maybe 10 or 20 years ago as far as kids hunting and fishing. But that is one of the most important things that we can do is expose the youth to the sport.
Right.
If they're never exposed, they might never try doing it.
Right. Absolutely.
That's one thing with all of sports or things doing outside as far as hunting, fishing, bow fishing. You got to take them. We got to try it, see if they like it, and it might turn into a lifelong passion, a lifelong hobby.
Absolutely.
So that's always cool to see.
That kind of reminds me of Derek, like you said, is if they're never introduced to that, they're not going to get a chance to ever do it possibly ever.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, and when you're a kid doing that, when you're a kid and someone's like, oh, let's go do this. What do you do as a kid? Okay, well, you're going to go do it.
Right.
If somebody asks you to do that when you're 30, you might be at a point where you're like, well, no, I've never done that. I don't want to go do that. I've never done it. And you might actually like it if you go, but just so the youth is so much more influential as far as being able to take them out into the woods.
Right.
That's where that love and passion for the sport really can start.
Yes.
So
yeah. And it was kind of fun because while I was down there, I was able to go to Murray State.
Yep.
And one of my past youth shooters, Bella Redden, Dennis's granddaughter, was not able to shoot with us because she's in a lot of sports. She's in club volleyball, and she was down in Nashville playing volleyball while the youth tournament was going on.
Yeah.
But then I got to go down on Sunday and watch her play basketball at Murray State down there for high school.
Oh, that's
there was
cool.
a high school tournament going on down
Yeah,
there. And
you got to go watch it?
I got to go down there. And
nice.
I got to meet, all the Reddens again. You know, Grandpa Redden was down there, and Dennis, of course, and his whole family, all of his kids and stuff. Jeremiah, which I used to shoot with years ago in tournaments. I saw him. So it was really cool to see all them together there.
How did they do?
They lost by a couple. It was a really close game, though. They came back on them, but they ended up losing by a couple points.
Gotcha. Bella, a little baller?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a little that three-pointer.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Hitting them deep threes.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And then Dennis and I went out on Monday.
I was going to say, you got to do a little bit of a extra cool, fun little trip while you're down there.
on grassies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Totally different than the past when I was down there shooting grassies. This was a little more hard.
Yep.
The water was up. Pretty dirty, but there was a lot of grass carp in there, but it was just, they were on mud flats, but it was just, the water was higher this year. In the past years when I was going down there, you could see them feeding, and you could see their tails coming out of the water because they were feeding vertical.
Sure.
So you could see their tails as they were sucking up the sediments. Well, this year, because the water was so high, that was all covered up. You could see a dirt bomb where they were feeding.
Right. But you couldn't see that fish itself.
You couldn't see that fish unless that fish swooped or brought his tail closer to the surface, you might catch a glimpse of it. And that's what we were shooting at. But we filmed down there. I'm pretty sure we got a little episode for next year for Carbon TV on that. We've got that done there. But then, because I was down there for an extended period of time, Schmitty.
Because you broke the truck down.
Because the truck was broke down and I was waiting for parts.
Broke the truck down. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Clayton Meyer got a hold of me.
Yep. Obsession Outdoors.
You had talked to him, and you had told him my situation while I was down there.
Yep.
And he was like, wow, he says, I'm going to see if they come up and shoot some spoonbill tomorrow night.
Yeah. That worked out so perfectly.
It did.
That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Dennis and I, on Tuesday, we jumped in the truck and headed 4 hours east. I have never been to the Lexington area.
Yeah.
Lexington, Kentucky. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't know if you're about to say it was very good or very bad.
I saw more billboards on the highways, on interstates around the area for bourbon.
Oh, sure.
Distilleries and stuff than you do in a Wisconsin liquor store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But one thing I didn't know this about Lexington, but it's a big area where people raise horses.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And on some of these roads that we were on, there was some unbelievable looking horse.
Sure. Farms, ranches.
I don't know what they call them. We call them farms here because we got all the cows and stuff, but they had all horses down there. Big, beautiful fences along the road there and these horses out in these pastures and stuff. Yeah. It was really pretty. And there was also a castle. There's a castle.
Like Hogwarts?
Yeah. I have no idea what the hell a Hogwarts is. But
it's Harry Potter's castle.
I had no
Come on.
I don't know what the hell a Hogwarts
Ron,
is.
Hermione? That's where they went to school.
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway,
but there's actually a legitimate castle.
Wow, that's cool.
Just outside of Lexington.
And this was on your way to Clayton that you were seeing all this. Oh, that's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. Cool, yeah. You've been going down to Kentucky for how long? And you would get to go explore an area you'd never been to before.
Right. It was pretty cool. So we went out that night with Clayton and two of his other guides that run paddlefish trips as well there. And they did a heck of a job because they know that we wanted to film. We were there to film.
Yep.
And I didn't pull a boat up there because we're using their boat.
Right.
So they had rigged up a ladder in front of the center console.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
They strapped it down, and they put up lights, so we'd have lights.
Oh, my gosh. That is full-fledged service right there.
And the guy, he literally stood up there the whole night and filmed on that ladder, stood up there and filmed us while we were shooting paddlefish.
Well, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's very cool.
Yep. Dennis and I both tagged out on paddlefish.
Gotcha. Is it one or two?
Two.
And then what is the regulation? 2 per 24 hours or 2 per day?
So, or 2 per day, yeah.
So, can you, restart at 12:01 a.m.?
Depends on, yes.
Okay, yeah. I gotcha. Mm-hmm. Nice.
And we both tagged out on paddlefish, and Dennis shot it was over 50 pounds.
Wow.
It was a heck of a paddlefish.
Yeah. Yep. That's cool. Did you guys see any big ones that you either missed or didn't get shot at?
I missed a good one.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. We were going along, and what they were kind of doing is they were using the outboard and driving around, and they were pushing them like we do sometimes when we push buffs.
Sure.
So that's what they were doing. All of a sudden, you'd be going along, and all of a sudden, off to the side, one would come porpoising up out of the water with his back out of the water, and you just take a quick snapshot at him.
Yep.
And I missed a pretty good one. You could tell he was big because his back was wide. on them and stuff like that there. But we tagged out on paddlefish, and then we went back to the boat launch there and flayed them all up.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
The fillets are in the base and in the AMS lunchroom right now.
We need to have a fish fry day.
Yep.
We have snakeheads and paddlefish.
We have snakehead and paddlefish to eat up here, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then Clayton had a jar of caviar that one of his clients had made for him there.
I saw you guys trying.
And he gave us some crackers and stuff with that, and we tried it. And Dennis was the first one to try it, and he's like, not bad.
Yeah.
And then it was my turn to try some. Yes. I had tried caviar in the past when I was down in Oklahoma years ago and shot paddlefish, but that was right straight out of the fish's stomach.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
And I thought, well, this will be a little bit better. It's been prepared the proper way. And I got crackers, and I got and Clayton said you got to use a plastic spoon so you don't taint the taste of everything.
Oh, you don't want to taint the taste?
No, you don't want to taint the taste of anything. So I'm like, okay, so throws that little caviar on that cracker there, and I put that in there, and I started chawing away at that and eating it, and I was like, God darn, this is not meant to be eaten by anybody. And no.
What was your rank out of 10 for the caviar?
A rank out of 10?
How good was
10
it?
being the best?
10 was the best. How good was it?
That was a 1.
Oh, dang. It must have been bad.
It's not, I don't know if I think it's more of the
texture
aspect.
Everything. It's like, did Dennis actually like it, or was he just being nice?
He said it wasn't bad.
That crazy cat.
Yeah. And then one of the other guys tried a piece too, and he goes, "I'm with Matt." He says, "No,
that's bad." Yeah, that's funny.
That's not. It's like throwing a snail.
Oh,
it's like throwing a snail. You know how when you turn over a rock in the woods and it's damp, and there's a snail or a slug, on that rock.
Oh, that's just big
throwing that slug on, and then
that made my body shiver.
It's like eating No,
not good.
No, wasn't my thing. And the crazy thing about it is that goes for a lot of money.
Oh,
People
it's expensive
spending
stuff.
a lot of money on
that
for
sure. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, I was not a fan of that at all.
Yeah. Well, you also weren't a fan of my delicious pickles today, so you maybe don't have an advanced palate.
I'm not a pickle fan, anyways.
Grillo's pickles are the best pickles on earth.
It tasted more like a cucumber than a pickle. And I know pickles and cucumbers are the same thing, but those are more like if you take a pickle or a cucumber out of the garden and just bit it and ate it. That didn't taste like a pickle. Or a pickle has some vinegar and stuff in there.
You're an anti-pickle guy, though. You take them off your burgers, too.
If I order a hamburger and they don't take the pickles off of it.
Schmitty gets pickles. That's what happens.
Or I hate that when they put pickles in your basket and the pickles are... The pickle juice is on your French fries?
I'll admit, I don't like that either. Then it gets warm. It's next to your warm food, and you get a limp, warm 6-inch pickle.
Saturated in pickle juice? Ugh. No.
Oh, gosh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, okay, well, that sounds like a great little way to make usage of the time while you're down there type of thing, as far as you didn't have a truck to get back, but you were able to go out on a paddlefish trip. That sounds very good.
And like I said, the youth event was wonderful. I had a great time with the kids. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I had to get back because we had to move our daughter down to Jacksonville. Yes. She was moving down to Jacksonville, Florida. So
just back to the aspect of you getting back, Matt. And then two, the dealership had told you that the truck would be ready, in a couple of days? I believe
they said
when
the parts weren't going to be in for 5 days.
Then you landed in Minneapolis here to come home, and you landed and had a text from them saying the truck was done.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
Come on.
Then we had to make it. Yeah, there were a trip back down there to get it, but yes. Yep, but that was tough. So then we can try to recap your return trip. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, I went back down. I flew back. Well, I was supposed to fly out on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. I get up early in the morning. I go to the airport. My phone was still on Do Not Disturb.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't check my notifications, which is probably my fault. I get to the airport.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
The wife drops me off.
Yeah.
I go looking around, and here I see that the flight has been canceled.
Oh, you get all the way there.
Yeah. So then I look at my phone, and I see the notifications. They sent my first notification like at 1:04 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
well, then how strange. Wasn't it delayed like 12 hours?
Yeah,
9
it
hours?
was crazy. They wanted me to fly out like at 5:30 at night and get down in Nashville at 11:30 at night. And I'm like, no, I am not doing that.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
Everything. Because I wanted to go on the water one night, and I wanted to go on the water a little bit during the daytime.
Sure.
And so I ended up flying out on Wednesday instead. And went out in the water and shot some silvers on Wednesday night. A little bit of weather was it was nice and warm up, but it was windy.
Sure.
And it was kind of messing things up a little bit we shot some good silvers. And then I went out on Thursday morning to try to shoot some daytime grassies again. And the same thing, water levels were just too high. A lot of grassies in there. Ended up shooting three grassies, but I was like, I got to head home. I got to get going,
Right.
So I had to go back to Dennis's place, take a shower, load everything up, and then I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of travel. You were gone a lot in June, for sure.
Yeah. But it was a good time. It was a great time, and I hope everybody else got a chance to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather, get out there in the water, do a bunch of bow fishing. The 4th of July was in there, too. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the weather up here in Wisconsin was absolutely beautiful
Very
for
nice.
that. I mean, there was a ton of people on the lakes and everything like that there.
Yep.
You were up on the water. I'm guessing there's a lot of people on the water up there. A lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
fireworks
for
going
sure.
up on the water.
Minocqua area is a pretty touristy area. We're kind of not quite in Minocqua, but absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? That's funny, Matt. I was at a resort up there this past weekend called the Beacons of Minocqua.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
sure if you're
Yep.
familiar.
Yep.
When you drive across the Minocqua Bridge, and for everyone listening, Minocqua is one of the biggest tourist attractions in the state of Wisconsin.
And
all
up north.
A lot of people from Illinois come up and whatever. So, Dahlia, my girlfriend's cousins, stay at the Beacons, and we went over there to their little area there this weekend. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at all these big boats lined up on the, there's these tri-tunes and a big Bennington pontoon, 22-foot fishing boat, all these boats. I'm looking down, I'm like, what do we have down there?
Uh-oh. Is there some lights on one of them down
I looked down there, I said, boy, that deck looks awful flat. Looks like there's a little something mounted to it. So I go down there. Here there is a mud motor bow fishing boat.
Oh,
it was like $100,000 yacht, $80,000 tri-tune, bow fishing mud motor boat, and then just right back to all the expensive boats. And I'm looking around, I'm like, man, wouldn't it be funny if I saw someone and I knew who they were?
You could probably identify them.
But I didn't see. There was no one around the docks at that time. I'm like, man, I said, you guys don't know whose this is, and like, no, we've never seen it here before. So yeah, but
That's cool.
it was a mud motor bow fishing boat.
You don't see
mixed
bow fishing
right in.
boats up in the Northwoods in Wisconsin. You just don't see that up
it's
there.
funny. Well, and obviously I will say this. They were not up there to bowfish. You cannot bowfish in the counties that Minocqua is in.
Right.
I did not see any equipment in the boat. They were just using the boat as a boat is all they were doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can't even bowfish up in northern Wisconsin. But I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, heck yeah, one of our own. There we go.
That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It's just so darn hot now. It's tough to go out and do anything up here. And I'm sure everyone down south is thinking, yeah.
Yeah,
not that bad. Wait till you hit triple digits.
It's hot.
Yeah, yep.
A lot of fireworks over the water, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep, big time. People shooting them off. You just go sit out on the boat. Everybody runs into town to go watch them from like the Minocqua area. Yeah. There's enough people shooting off good enough fireworks that you can just go sit out on the pontoon on the lake and watch them go up on your neighbor's yard.
Yep. One thing that was interesting, I was up in your neck of the woods on the 4th of July. Also, I was up in Eagle River.
Yes. Yep.
And Eagle River is a big.
Well-known. It's like there's like a bunch of little towns like that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But we were up there for the races
at
the racetrack at the Eagle River Speedway. And one thing that I found was interesting is the town of Eagle River does not do fireworks because the Eagle River Speedway has such a wonderful, giant
I see.
firework display.
That they just all go and watch them there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we got to watch the races and the big fireworks show up there.
Nice.
Good time.
That's cool. I hope everybody had a good 4th. Everyone who's listening, it's a 250th anniversary. And I will say, saying 250th anniversary, you guys probably saw we had some megamouth reels.
Yeah,
that were dipped in American flag colors.
I never got one.
Yeah, you were too slow. You were gone all June, so you don't get one. Anyway, we sold out of those reels on the Wednesday before the 4th. We had all 30 of them sold.
Wow, that's why I didn't get one.
So that was fantastic.
Everybody else hogged them all up before I had a chance.
Yep. There was one more somebody had ordered, and Wendy said, don't we want to save this for Matt? And I said, no. Send it out.
You big dink.
So that was very good. But that being said, we might have some more limited drops like that moving forward.
Keep checking
I don't know if
social media.
Yeah, it's not going to be all holiday related. The 4th was just such a cool thing. The American flag, we're made in America. Those reels are 100% made in America, so we're proud of that. But we might have some limited drops coming up here and there, so just be on the lookout for that. We've got a great little
beautiful looking,
dipping company that we were working with. So that was really cool. That was fun to see that.
Beautiful looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, Schmitty. I think it's time for a little.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now?
It's time for BAA Records.
Very nice. Why don't you start us out with some records, Matt?
All right. How about JC Staton? She's got the women's record grass carp of Louisiana weighing in at 26.4 pounds.
Well, that's awesome. I've also got JC Staten. Women's record short nose gar, 4 pounds, 9.6 ounces.
Wow.
Out of Texas. How cool is that?
Yes. Then we've got Dana Carroll with the women's record Florida Pleco weighing in at 2.4 pounds.
I've got Dana Carroll as well. Women's record tilapia out of Florida, 3 pounds, 7.2 ounces. Nice shooting there to Dana.
Well, Schmitty, I've got Dana Carroll
What?
again here with the women's record clown knifefish of Florida weighing in at 4.31 pounds.
That's very cool. I've got Becca Malcolm. Awesome to see these ladies out there shooting.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I love that women's record aspect of it. She's got the women's record spotted gar, 6 pounds, 12.8 ounces, harvested in Indiana.
Nice. I've got Becca Malcolm as well, Schmitty, with the women's record common carp of Indiana weighing in at 24 pounds even.
Very cool. Paula Hyatt, big congrats. Women's record mirror carp weighing 5 pounds, 8 ounces, shot in Kansas.
Nice. Kimberly Rock with the women's record quillback out of North Carolina weighing 3.9 pounds.
I've got Greg Steen. He's got the state record long-nosed gar out of Delaware, 21 pounds, 6.4 ounces.
Wow. Congratulations to all the new BAA records.
Yeah, that's cool. Greg was our only male record holder.
I know.
That is crazy. Well done, ladies.
How
That's
crazy
cool.
is
Very
that?
cool.
Well, everybody, if you are getting geared up and ready to head to the Diamond State, I believe it is, of Arkansas, you're going to want to listen because we've got Parker LaRue.
Yeah, absolutely. 2026
Joining us
Worlds coming up.
Yes, who is going to be talking about the 2026 BAA Worlds in the great state of Arkansas coming up after this commercial.
Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models: the 65-watt single-color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tricolor dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com. Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence.
Welcome back, everybody. Bowfish and Buzz podcast. We have a very special individual
That's right.
on the phone with us right now. Parker LaRue, host
Yep.
of the 2026 Worlds Bowfishing Championship. Parker, thank you for joining us. How you doing today?
Doing good, guys. Hope y'all are doing good as well. Happy to be here.
You bet.
Yeah,
I bet you.
absolutely.
I'm just curious, Parker, what are the daytime temperatures at your location right now in Arkansas?
Right now, it's pretty hot. We've had some hot days. I think a few days ago, the heat index was at like 107. So
107.
it's
All
been
right.
pretty. Yeah, it's been pretty warm. So we're getting mid to high 90s, and then at night I say it cools down a little bit. It's probably 78, 80, 82. It's a lot better than 107 for sure.
That's yucky.
Yeah. What was our temperature today, Derek?
I'm not going to lie to you. We are in a crazy heat wave right
Yep,
now.
we're
We're like
in the 90s.
93 for a high today, 94.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy to think that
Yeah.
4 months ago we were ice fishing on 2 feet of ice.
Yep. I know.
But Wisconsin.
Yep, that's right. Well, Parker, we're going to start things out here with a little rapid fire questions for you. We're going to buzz through a couple of quick questions. Just give us the first thing that comes to the top of your mind, all right?
Uh-oh. All right, let's hear it.
All right. Biggest fish you think gets weighed in?
Biggest fish that I think gets weighed in. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be between grass carp or big head.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, I'm gonna lean towards grass carp though.
All right. All right.
What do you think that weight's going to be?
I'm gonna guess somewhere probably around 70, 75.
Oh, that's getting up there towards
I
the
like it.
Arkansas
A little
state
bit lower.
record.
I like it. I like it. All right, Parker, how many teams break the 500-pound mark at weigh-ins?
top of my head, 500 pounds, I'm going to say probably 4 to 5 teams.
Okay.
All right.
We got to write these down to see how accurate he is.
Parker, how many teams break the 800 fish mark for numbers?
That's a tough one. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think about 7 or 8 teams are probably going to break that mark.
Nice.
Awesome. Probably the most important question we're going to talk about this entire interview, Parker. What's your favorite bow fishing snack?
My favorite bow fishing snack has got to be Cheez-Its.
Oh, interesting.
right.
Okay,
Yes.
I got it.
Cheddar?
those are
Cheddar ones?
Yep, just the original cheddar Cheez-Its. I've
Nice.
actually got a picture of me eating Cheez-Its on an airboat that used to be my profile picture on Facebook.
I love it.
Used to make fun of me for.
Awesome. Biggest fish you've ever shot, Parker?
Biggest fish. I think I killed a 86-pound grass carp for the state
Oh,
so I unfortunately did not think to even register it as a record. So
Yes, that is. I was going to say.
somebody else has got me on it, but
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a tanker right there.
It is. This one will be a good question, actually, for everybody. A place to eat after weigh-ins.
place to eat after weigh-in.
Yeah.
Well, Waffle House will definitely be
Classic.
the go-to
Classic.
for everybody.
Yeah.
That'll
So
give you a little
They'll have
bowfishing
more
bubble
problems
gut.
trying to find a place to park than they will anything.
Yeah, right. Yep.
All right, Parker, the last rapid question here. What do you hope people remember the most about the 2026 BAA Worlds you're hosting in Arkansas?
Did you say what have I hope to remember the most?
Yep. What do you hope people remember the most?
I just hope people can see the amount of effort that we put into
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
What the world championship needs to be, from here on out. Not saying that anything changes were made, but this is something we've worked on since the beginning of the year this year, and it's taken pretty much every day. There's something that's either come up or something that needs to be done, and so I just hope that effort is reflected and everybody can take acknowledgement of
Yeah,
that.
that's a great response.
It is not easy.
Exactly.
I will say to do this.
Exactly. That's a great response. And I hope people appreciate it. What I always enjoy after when we have our AMS Big 20 is when people come up after weigh-ins and it's all done, people come up and they shake your hand saying,
Yeah.
we had a great time at your tournament. It was a great time. We had a blast. And I'm sure you're going to get a lot of people that do that to you, Parker, down there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We hope it's that way, and I hope everybody comes and has a good time. And,
Yeah.
just hope that the tournament goes well. I can't control the fish that come in and the amount or the weight or anything, but
Right.
what I can control is how the tournament goes. So
Right.
hopefully we have a good time.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Parker, let's get into some a little bit more thoughtful questions. We just racked your brain there with some rapid-fire ones, but we've prepared a couple of them that I think will be good for not only us to learn, but everybody listening, everyone who might be shooting in the Worlds tournament coming up here. So I guess the first thing I'll ask you, what's the excitement been like for you leading up to the Worlds? How many teams have signed up so far? What's the kind of turnout that you're expecting? Just walk us through that whole aspect of things.
Yeah, it's been extremely exciting. We've been running several auctions on the BAA Facebook page. I've got several different raffles that we've been running on the Bowfishers of Arkansas page to just, raise money. We have some fantastic sponsors that have helped us get to where we are today, with this tournament. And we're just finally ready to see it all come together next week and, hopefully put on a tournament that the BAA can be proud of. And, like I said earlier, set a standard for how things need to be done in the future.
Nice.
We currently have 60 teams signed up. So I don't want to say that that's high or that's low because we all know participation, for the past few years kind of up and down at some of these bigger shoots. But our normal sign-up deadline just ended on July 10th. So now there's a $50 late fee from then until the day of the tournament.
Yep.
We just did this because we really wanted to be prepared and, have all of our ducks in a row and just know how many teams there's going to be coming. And, I hope we can hit probably around the 70 mark, as long as a few teams will show up day of.
Right.
Sure. Yep.
And usually we pick up around 15 teams.
Yeah,
that
we would more than what we'd be like, oh, maybe we'll get 7 or 8, and it's always usually more than that.
Right.
I would say that at least for when we're running the tournament here, a big aspect of that is what is the weather like the day of the tournament. Guys aren't going to want to go out if the weather's bad, but if the weather's beautiful and fish are doing fishy things, you can see a lot of teams show up day of.
Right.
That could be very cool.
And I think that plays into a lot of the local teams.
Yeah, right.
We're a lot of the
40 minutes
teams
away.
That pre-register are from out of state
Right.
and stuff
They're going
like
to
that.
register and be there no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and fuel prices this year haven't helped a whole lot, too. I know earlier this year they were higher, and now they've gone down a little bit, and now I'm hearing they might be going back up. So, I mean, we've had some funky weather this year, so our water levels are a little bit higher, but it just is what it is. Everybody's getting dealt the same cards, so it matters on who wants to come and play.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, Parker, let's talk about boundaries. I see you just made a post about some of your areas out there, the waters and stuff. Can you explain the tournament waters, any off-limit areas, and how teams should use the BAA red zone maps so nobody gets themselves in trouble?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing that we wanted to do with this tournament is we wanted, Arky Worlds to be Arkansas Worlds. There's been a lot of discussion in the past year alone about trying to take tournaments back to the way that they used to be with one boat ramp, and now it's kind of became a hide and seek game, who can drive the furthest and all of that,
Yep.
I don't think one ramp tournaments are going to, completely be possible now with the popularity of boat fishing these days.
Right.
But, we just kind of wanted to try and find that happy medium and just, make it Arkansas and Arkansas licensed legal fishing waters.
Right.
With that said, we do have a few red zones. Only one of them is kind of due to the high population density. That's Lake Hamilton. We just didn't want to really risk having any issues for the tournament because I already know that I'm going to be going through so much here in the next 2 weeks. I wanted to try and minimalize that, as much as I could.
Yep.
And we really wanted to watch out, for our sake of bow fishing in our state, in the future, not just, this week alone.
Right.
We do have a few other that are red zone, just through Arkansas Game and Fish Commission rules. Like a lot of our trout streams here are rod and reel only, so you can't bow fish them. And then we have a few other lakes that, like grass carp aren't allowed to be shot up of, so we just went ahead and red zoned those too. The stuff that popped up earlier this week, we actually made a mistake on, so that's our bad. But in Arkansas, if you're a resident, you can buy a $10 WRL permit, which is a White River Lakes permit, where you can fish Table Rock, Bull Shoals, and Norfolk Lake on the Missouri side for an extra $10. Well, I had always thought that it was just if you had an Arkansas license, whereas actually you have to be a resident of the state. So that was the big thing that just came up that we got changed, is because, for guys coming out of state, that isn't fair to them to not be able to fish that. So we just drew a line, and there's basically a line around the whole entire state of Arkansas. And as long as you don't cross it, and as long as you're not in the red, you're good to go.
Sure. So you can shoot Bull Shoals just on the Arkansas side, Table Rock and stuff like that as well.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. Yep. Got you. That's very simple.
Make
it simple, nice cut and dry. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. And yeah, that is a very interesting.
That's just you saying that. I'm like, that's a interesting tag or license that you can be able to buy to do that. I was just trying to think of other examples, but I can't really think of it. Yeah.
Yep. And that's a good call.
I've had a lot of people since that came up asking questions about the Mississippi River too. And it's different because that is a shared rule between Arkansas and Mississippi. That as long as it is the main river channel or a oxbow lake, that either license can fish that. But that does not include the tributaries. So if there is a river or a creek or anything that comes off of the Mississippi side, then that is off limits. But of course, if it comes off the Arkansas side, then it's fair game.
Fair game. There you go.
Gotcha. Yep. So, Parker, for somebody traveling to Arkansas for the first time, I personally, I've never bowfished in Arkansas before. What can they expect? What type of water? What type of species are going to make up the majority of what people are going to be shooting in the tournament?
I'd expect to find pretty much anything that you've got at home, no matter where you're from. I mean, Arkansas is so geographically diverse, that we have mud flats, grass flats, rocky creeks and rivers. You can find clear water, you can find muddy water, just whatever you're used to, you can pretty much find it in our state.
Nice.
As far as those species go, they're diverse as well. I said, you can be shooting numbers that can be anything from suckers and shad to, nothing but even dink gar on mud flats, or, even prominent these past few years, teams that are winning numbers are just coming in with a little bit of everything, buffalo, commons, needles, silvers, just all of it.
Wow. Target rich environment.
Absolutely.
Yep. Arkansas is probably one of the most slept on states when it comes to bow fishing. I think it's really a great fishery that not a lot of people realize. And, of course, that's because Worlds hasn't been here in 30 years. You know?
Right.
Yep. One thing that I found interesting was you guys also have snakeheads in Arkansas, don't
wow.
you?
Yes, we do.
That's crazy.
Yep, we have snakeheads. We don't see a whole lot of them. They're very distinguished to certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go, it's not that you're going to go kill, 100 of them. You might get lucky to kill 5, but there's definitely a bigger opportunity there to shoot one of those than like a koi or something like that.
That's cool. Yeah.
That was interesting.
I would never have made that connection, to be honest with you. I would have guessed Arkansas having a population for sure.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, Parker, you guys have both smallmouth and bigmouth buffs down there?
Yes, we have both.
Gotcha.
So some of them are in the same lake, same streams, and then there's others that only have smallmouth or only have bigmouth. So there's a little bit to play with across the board everywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. On some of those lakes where you cannot shoot grass carp, I'm going to be guessing. I've shot in some tournaments out in Pennsylvania where we would look at the map and say, "Hey, let's go check out this body of water." We get to the boat landing. There's a sign up: grass carp, white moor, off limits, no shooting of these species in this body of water.
Yep.
I'm guessing that if somebody does that, they're going to be able to see those signs saying grass carp are off limits.
Yeah, they'll be able to see a sign. I also have gone through and I've done all the research on that and have red zoned all of those lakes either because that is we didn't want to risk anything happening, but there will be a question on our lie detector test that we give in the morning that will pertain to making sure that whatever waters you fish, you follow the rules not only of that water, but also of the rules that we've listed in the World Championship set of rules that we released.
Very nice. You've gone through and red zone those already. That's really nice. So somebody doesn't have to worry about it. Waste their time driving to a body of water and getting there and realizing, oh crap, we can't even shoot here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very nice.
Right. So we went ahead and red zone. Now I didn't specifically go in and say, why all of the zones were red zoned, on the sector app or anything, but I've got it pretty much covered across the board in the state of Arkansas of where you need to be and not need to be, major concerned areas.
Nice. That's cool. That's great that you're doing that ahead of time to give those.
And now guys know too.
Right.
It's not like you're making a decision a couple days before the tournament and guys go, well, there's our game plan out the window.
That's very good. Good job on your part. Mm-hmm. So Parker,
I appreciate that.
Walk us through tournament day. All right. When does check-in start? When is the rules meeting? Where is it located at? And what does the overall schedule look like for? It's a Friday night tournament. So this is all going to be taking place on Friday during the daytime.
Yes. So it'll be Friday night tournament. I'll be honest with you, we've been spending so much time doing the auctions, the raffles, raising money, that all this info really hasn't been released yet, but I do have a little bit of insight for you. It'll all be released Monday next week.
Okay.
We're planning on doing registration opening probably around 1:30ish. Of course, the order of your takeoff is very dependent on your arrival to the tournament. So when we did registration, everybody got put into a zone based on how quick they registered. And then your takeoff in that zone will be determined by your arrival to the tournament.
Okay, I gotcha. Yep.
We wanted to do this just so that way, all the vendors that we got coming, I've got a food truck that's going to be there and everything else, that everybody gets there in plenty of time, that registration isn't delayed and, everything. So
nice.
We got several vendors that are going to be showing up. Justin Perry with TNT Archery is going to be there. Trevor with Outrigger Outdoors. Brandon with Arrow LED. If I remember right, you guys are coming, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
Well, our boat has a little bit of an issue. It was taking on quite a bit of water when I was down in Kentucky here for the youth event.
That's right.
So it's at the shop right now, getting looked at right now. So it all depends on if they can get that boat back and repaired if we get down there. But I really would like to get down there, Parker.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, Matt hit a stump. That's what happened.
No, I did not hit
a stump. Then he hit a rock, and then he hit a tree.
I probably hit all that stuff within the last 10 years with the boat.
There we go. Yeah. No, it's got a slow leak weird thing.
Too. So we've got a few other vendors coming too. I know Shannon Lamphar, Twisted Limbs Bowfishing. They just recently got Loxley Bowfishing. They're going to be there and be set up.
Cool.
Jeremiah Klein, the new owner of 5-Star LED, he's going to be there. Kyle Mathew with BAA Bowstrings is going to be there.
Wow.
Phoenix Airboats is setting up.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Going to be there.
Wow.
I've got a local tackle supply store that's coming and setting up. We've got a local bow shop and power sports store that's coming to set up. So we've got quite a few people that are going to be there just hanging out and having different things for sale and to talk about. Chris Muzzy's going to be up there as well. So
very nice.
It's going to be like Disney World for a bowfisher.
Yeah.
All kinds of different things to go and check out. That's awesome.
Well, that was our goal with it is we really wanted to try and make, like a U.S. Open style tournament and just have it a big friendly get together and, be more than just everybody meeting in a parking lot and coming back in the morning to try and win a belt buckle. So,
yeah.
Right.
Right. And that's that's my favorite part of hosting tournaments is watching everybody get together. And
camaraderie of it.
Enjoying the sport that we all love so much.
Yep.
And everybody getting together and hanging out and talking and just enjoying the atmosphere, I love that.
Well, and that's the biggest thing that we've tried to do. As y'all know, I'm the president of the Bowfishers of Arkansas here. And that's the biggest thing that we've tried to do is create a club that everybody can be proud to represent.
Right.
And that's one thing that we see now going to these bigger shoots, and it's just real awesome. Like you're talking about seeing everybody. You go to a U.S. Open now, and if you really look around and pay attention, I bet you probably about 25% of the people there are wearing a Bowfishers of Arkansas T-shirt. And
that's cool.
I know that's small, but it's just cool to see over the
Absolutely.
years of building the club back and everything that it's to that extent that everybody's proud to wear that shirt and wear that hat and represent. So
that's cool. That's really cool.
I do have a food truck that will be set up. I will say that they have the best catfish in the state of Arkansas.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
So everybody needs to get there early and help support that local business that's doing that, instead of the big major chains around and everything else. So we'll have food set up. I've got a giant shop building that's there with plenty of air conditioning for everybody to get in and cool off. So I've actually got two of them. We'll be doing registration, the captain's meeting, and one, and then the vendors will be in the other one too.
Oh,
so
very
Cool.
nice.
That sounds like it's really cool. I will say this: we had a food truck here. We have for the last couple of years, Parker, and it has been very successful for the food truck that's been here. So I think that's a very good thing that you have going there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is the guy we do. I'm a plumber here, but this is the guy we do quite a bit of work for, and he's got a little. It's a gas station, is what it is. But I'm telling you right now, they've got the best food that the catfish you can find in the state of Arkansas.
Wow,
so.
that's awesome.
I'm sure he'll do very well.
I bet you he will.
Yes.
Yep.
We've got
Parker,
several raffle items too that we're going to have. We're going to be selling tickets for.
Nice.
So
Nice.
on all of that money is going to be directly going to payouts. So we've already covered our expenses by now. Actually, I think we had our expenses covered probably 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh,
so
that's
we're
awesome.
Just doing nothing but raking in the money to have a big payout too. So
That's very cool. So Parker, is this at like a fairgrounds or just a big indoor pavilion, or where is this where is this registration and vendors and stuff all taking place?
yeah, so it's at the Saline County Fairgrounds in Benton, Arkansas.
All right.
So we've got a giant blacktop parking lot. I've got 2 50 by 80 shop buildings that are, I say heated and cooled. We're not going to be running the heat in July, but we'll have registration in one. We've got the other one. I'll have all the vendors in. So that was a big thing I want to do for the vendors that I've noticed in some other tournaments is they always get left outside. And I mean, if you've got a trailer and you're coming, of course that may be the result, but I at least want to be able to have somewhere everybody can get inside because Arkansas heat in July is pretty rough.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Parker. Have you? I know it's a ways off yet, but have you seen an extended forecast for what the weather might be like?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't even looked. I've had so much going on with Worlds and everything else. I haven't even gotten my own scout plan together yet for next week.
Sure.
So
Yep.
just trying to get through this week to get to that point. But I think it's probably going to be pretty consistent, the same like it has been. Arkansas doesn't see very many temperature changes in the month of July. So if I had to guess, it's going to be 95 and hot, and there might be a chance of rain every day. But
Sure.
we've had that for the past month, and it's, 30, 40, 50%. Probably means it's only going to rain for an hour or 2 hours, max. So we haven't had just too many too many downpours, maybe once or twice in the past month. So,
what is your senses on what these temperatures do to fish? I know there are certain fish species that we love it when it gets really hot.
I was going to say, just because looking at the Benton, Arkansas 10-day forecast, it looks like Friday the 24th is going to be a high of 97.
Oh!
yep, it is going to be warm.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know. Like I said earlier, Arkansas's got a lot of different diverse waters.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that as in there's a lot of different places that you can go. You can fish deep water lakes, you can fish shallow water rivers, deep rivers, and all of that.
Sure.
So whatever you have learned in the past on what fish in your home state like to do with different temperatures, different moon phases, different, barometric pressures and all of that should really apply the same here, as long as you can, find those statistics that you've gathered and make them play out, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because we have so much different water here to choose from that no matter what the conditions are, 9 times out of 10, if you'll put your head down and figure it out, you can find them,
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Well, that's like a bull fisherman can't ask for more than that.
No.
There's going to be some strategy to everything. So, well, let me ask you this, Parker. What does weigh-in day look like? We just kind of walked through what we're hoping for, what Friday's going to look like. What does Saturday weigh-in day look like as far as when teams should arrive, or how the Big 20 and the numbers divisions will be handled? What can we expect there?
Yeah, for sure. So, we're probably going to start weighing around 8 a.m. The deadline to be in line is 9, of course. So we're just going to keep it cut, dry, and easy. If you're not in the parking lot by 9, you're disqualified. If something comes up where there's a reason you're behind or something, if you want to bring it up to us and try and fight for that, then us and Christina and Justin can get together and figure that part out. But as far as it goes, 9 o'clock's the cutoff time. We've got a map that we're going to get posted up on Facebook too. That'll help kind of explain how we're going to do weigh-in. So we're going to have a numbers line that is going to loop around the outside. They're going to have their own area to count and everything. And then we're going to have multiple Big 20 lines, but they will all neck down to one.
Gotcha.
Where we've got a big trailer set up. Stephen Whitney has donated some rollers to us so that way we can roll some brute tubs from the boat to the trailer, and we're going to kind of try and make it a U.S. style, or U.S. Open style Big 20 weigh-in. I've actually got Chuck Belmore is actually going to be present. He's going to take care of the commenting and, just helping everybody having a good time there too. So the biggest reason we wanted to do this is, with the club that we have and everything, I really wanted to give the local guys here a chance, that don't get to travel to all these big tournaments to experience and feel, how they are.
Yeah.
Because not everybody gets that opportunity every year, heck, even in a lifetime to travel outside of the state of Arkansas or whatever state they're in to do that.
Sure.
So, aquatic protein coming in, they're handling our fish disposal.
Very
They
nice.
always do a great job of it. We're going to have some bleachers set up as well for viewing. So if there's any, spectators that are there that just want to come and hang out and watch, they'll have that there. And then Michael with Sector Bowfishing, he just recently tried this at the new Bluegrass Youth Shoot, but we'll be running a live weigh-in off of the Sector Bowfishing app.
Very cool.
Anybody, and they can keep up with that at the tournament, or if you're sitting at home and curious what's happening, you can keep up with it there. The biggest thing we wanted to do is everybody always wants to know what place they're in, and that's just a real hard question to navigate when you're trying to be in the middle of a weigh-in. So it just makes it where everybody can figure that out themselves. Hopefully, we'll make everything go quicker.
Well, not even to the effect of, yes, everybody who's shooting wants to know, but if I'm a spectator or a team that maybe I know I'm not going to win, and there's 6 boats left, just for me to be able to know what the number is that they have to beat and then hear whatever they weighed in, it makes it so much more suspenseful for me as a spectator too. If I can see that happening live, that's like, this is good stuff.
Well, and even on the side pot too, if you've got a certain fish sitting in your boat, and we'll get into those in a second, but if you've got a certain fish sitting in your boat and you don't know if it's the smallest gar or the biggest fish or whatever, well, you can pull up the app and you can look and you can determine, if you need to weigh that fish or not. And all that does ultimately is take time down and away from weigh-in and help things run smoother and get everybody home quicker,
Yep, absolutely. That's awesome. So, Parker, you guys have done one hell of a job this year raising some serious money. for this. Right now, I believe your current payouts are sitting at, $10,000 for first place, $5,000 for second, $3,000 for third, $1,500 for fourth, and $1,000 for fifth, and that's both Big 20 and numbers.
That's where it's impressive is 2 divisions
Yes.
with that
Yes,
payout.
sir.
And you,
Yes, sir.
I saw you said that it might also go up depending on if you get more teams to come in.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think that's helping attract teams coming from all over the country?
I think everybody loves the idea of winning more money.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know that there's one team out there that's ever made a living off a bow fishing tournament. I know it isn't me.
Yep.
So I don't know how much that actually, plays into effect on a lot of teams, thought processes. But, what I've gathered is most people are there for 2 reasons. And, reason number 1 is obviously to be standing on that stage Saturday morning with that belt buckle in their hand, whether that is the first one that they've ever got, or if they're trying to, add to their collection. We've got several teams that are coming that's what they're here for. And
Right.
I said, on the other hand, like we talked about earlier, everybody's just coming to hang out and have a good time and see people that they don't get to see, every month or every week. And just, the bow fishing brotherhood, as we call it.
Yep.
And that's, like I said earlier, that's one thing we strive to do with our club, with the Bowfishers of Arkansas too, and so that's what we try and base all of our decisions on with the club and our tournaments and everything else too. So it's,
Exactly.
I think it'll be a good time. Yeah.
Back when I won Worlds in 2016, I think we won like $1,500 or $2,000, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I wanted to win it for.
Sure.
I wanted to win it so I could have been a past
World's champion.
World's champion.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to win it for.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's everybody's goal.
Yeah.
At some point, if you're a highly competitive tournament bow fisher, you have 2 buckles that you won in your career of bow fishing, and that is a U.S. Open bow fishing buckle, and that is a World Championship bow fishing buckle.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's what a lot of guys are going for. The $10,000 check is great, but at the end of the day, they don't care about the money because they want that.
They want that recognition.
That $120 buckle.
Yes, they want that recognition of being a world's champion.
Yep.
Yes,
bragging rights, pride.
absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. How strange, Matt, that you won Worlds in 2016 and LeBron won the NBA Finals in 2016. That's kind of cool.
Wow.
Nice little thing there.
You must be the GOAT then.
Yeah, thank you, Parker. Yes.
Oh, geez, don't give him that recognition. No.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Parker, let me ask you this. You can give one piece of advice to teams making the trip to Arkansas for the 2026 Worlds. What is it?
Well, there's actually one other thing I want to get into before I get to that to answer your other question.
Sure.
We're doing another cool thing this year. So we're going to be doing some additional species side pots.
Okay.
So right now, everybody has entered. They paid their $450. 25 of that is going to the big fish side pot. Another 25 of that is going to the smallest gar. But we decided, you know what? We've raised, pretty good amount of money this year, and we've got, some great sponsors. So we're going to try something different. So we're going to have some additional species side pots. These are going to be your biggest silver, your biggest buffalo, your biggest common carp, and your biggest gar.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've got a combined value of $2,200 in cash and prizes that will be going into a brute bow fishing tub. And the one lucky team that wins this will go home with that.
Wow, that's kind of neat.
Yep. And so they're filled with all different kinds of bow fishing items. So, we've got reels, we've got arrows, we've got quivers in there. I've got all different kinds of hats and T-shirts, the AMS safety slides, just all the different little things that people use for bow fishing or wear for bow fishing or whatever has all been divided up into these 4 brutes.
That's cool.
So we really wanted to, we wanted to give people that, necessarily were just coming to hang out and have fun or, weren't there to necessarily win, something that they could go after too that they wanted that wasn't always going to be something that your main competitors and top dogs were going to, have a chance at winning.
Sure.
So they're going to be $20 a boat for each one. So it'll be an extra $80 if you want to enter all 4.
Sure.
So not only do you get the $2,200 in cash and prizes, but the more people that enter, the more money that it's going to be, coming out of it.
Wow.
So
very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's a creative idea.
We We try and do that. So that's something that Lucas actually came up with, and so we thought it'd be a cool little idea. So we figured, what better time to try it than now. So
yeah, for sure,
that's cool.
For sure, well, that's cool.
And run through those species again one more time, Parker.
Yeah, biggest silver, biggest buffalo, biggest common carp, and biggest gar.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's jump back to that other question there, Parker. Is there anything else you want to add in there about those side pots there?
No, not about the side pots. I was just going to say that we've based our payout on 56 boats. So we're currently at 60. So, and we're our grand total of payouts right now is just over $50,000.
Wow.
And for every 5 boats that we go over 56 boats, will be another place on both numbers and Big 20 that gets paid $1,000.
Nice.
So if we have 61 boats show up, then we'll be paying 6th place on both sides at $1,000. And then if 66 boats show up, then we'll be going down to 7th place, $1,000 on both sides too. So
very nice.
More people that show up, more places we can pay.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Yeah. That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome. All right, so Parker, let me ask you this. Let's go back to that question. One piece of advice to give teams that are traveling down to Arkansas for the 2026 Worlds. What is it?
Stick to what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas's got all the different diverse waters, as we talked earlier, and that goes as far as if you're a numbers team or a Big 20 team, the competition in the state of Arkansas is tough, and it's extremely tough, and it's tough every year at Arky State. So I don't know this to be a fact, but I know that I think we're one of the states with some of the most world champions in it, and also one of the only states where when you show up to a club shoot on Saturday night, you're probably going to be competing against them. So keep that in mind coming here that, everybody here is already used to competing against world champions, and now you're bringing them from out of state too. So it's really not any different than a Saturday night for a lot of us.
Sure. Yeah. Good point.
But it's going to be tough. But, I'll tell you, whoever's sitting at the top, Saturday morning, it's going to be a well-deserved win.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing the different species that come in.
Yeah.
I like to see what's coming in for the number shooters.
And I always like to see, too, are some local boys going to come in and be in 4 of the top 5 spots? Or are you going to have some out-of-state guys come in and do that? That's always interesting, really cool even for our tournament here. It's cool to see how that works. We get a lot of teams, out-of-state teams, that place high in our tournament.
Yep.
That's always very cool to see. It's like, wow, that whatever they do in their home waters, it travels.
Right.
They know what they're doing. They can find fish anywhere.
Stick to your plan.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep, stick to what you know. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be the biggest thing, I think, for the Big 20 guys is going to be, Arkansas. I don't want to say Arkansas isn't a big head state, but not a lot of people and locals in Arkansas, chase big heads.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a new thing, if that becomes relevant or not from a lot of guys traveling from Kentucky and Tennessee and around, if that's going to play effect or not.
Sure.
So,
right.
Sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right, Parker. It's prediction time. What's your guess for the winning Big 20 weight this year, and what do you think it'll take to win the numbers division? Ooh.
It's going to be tough. We've had a pretty dry spring. So with that said, you get a lot of vegetation growth. Everything is low on the lakes and the rivers and whatnot. And, just about a month and a half ago, we finally started getting our rain that we normally get, earlier in April and May. So
sure.
Unfortunately, we've got some higher water levels. With that said, but at the end of the day, somebody always finds them.
Oh yeah.
There's too many good guys out there that know what they're doing and know what they're looking for, and it always happens. So I'd expect Big 20 to probably be around 650 to 800. Even more if the big heads come into play, it could be higher. But I would say 650 to 800 pounds will win it.
Okay.
And even then, the bigger grass carp that we talked about earlier, there's several places in the state of Arkansas to go shoot, 55, 60, 70-pound grass carp. It's just a matter of how lucky do you get and how many of them can you put in the boat,
Right. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to numbers, you better be sitting on 1,000.
Oh, my gosh.
That's wild.
Yep. I've been doing a little bit of looking around, and we've found a few spots, in the past few weeks. Granted that all changes as time goes by, but you better be sitting on 1,000. Otherwise, you might be a little bit nervous.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's doing some work in a night right there.
Yep.
Woo.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I tell you what, Parker. I want you to give us an exact Big 20 weight. All right, I'm going to make this up on the fly here. If you are within 1, plus or minus 1 for that weight, we will give you a $300 AMS Megamouth website coupon.
Oh, man.
All right?
You're putting the pressure on.
I am. Let's get an exact number. And if you guess, if you'd guess 650, 649, and 651 would also win it for you. Wow. So here we go. What do you think? Big 20, what's it going to be?
Oh, 743.
Okay.
743.
Let it be said, let it be done. We've all witnessed 743, 742, 743, and 744 will win.
Wow.
And if he gets it, $300 gift card.
Wow. Schmitty, I want you to make a prediction.
Oh, okay.
On Big 20.
Let's see. Big 20. 743 just got asked. Just with some of the troubling conditions, not troubling, but maybe some higher water. You said you guys have been having a dry spring. I'm gonna go with around 720. Is gonna be my number.
720. 720 for Schmitty. I'm going with 687.
687.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
I think those are all pretty good guesses. I mean, you asked me for one number, but if I was going to give 3, that'd have probably been the 3 that I gave.
Sure. Yeah. It'll be curious. It's all so dependent on the night too. So that'll be interesting to see. 743. I'm gonna wake up and I'll be like, ooh, did he get it?
Right. We're gonna be watching that sector.
Yep. Yep. Oh, that's cool. Well, okay.
Yep.
Last question for you, Parker. Finally, what are you most excited for? I mean, as far as yourself, all the work that you guys have put in, the competition, the camaraderie, all the vendors that you've had to set up. Is it seeing everybody from across the country? What is Parker LaRue looking most forward to for the Worlds?
Me and Lucas sat down and we had this conversation last night on what we were most excited about for it. I think it's just really to see all the hard work that we've done come together and, hopefully play out the way that we hoped it would. This is something that, we sat down and went over even before we submitted a bid, that we wanted to do. Like, if we were going to do this, we wanted to do the best that we could do. We wanted to make the BAA proud, do, the world championship and hope that our effort was, noticed and was a reflection at the tournament itself.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. This is the Bowfishing World Championship. It's supposed to be the best and biggest shoot every year, and I just hope that we've both accomplished that goal, no matter what the numbers and the weights may be on Saturday morning. So.
Yep. One thing that you can never do is you can never control Mother Nature.
No. It's very true.
Always never know if something comes in, a storm comes in, or what the heck.
Yeah.
That always changes things. But, looking back, Parker, when you guys were first thinking about placing a bid to host Worlds in Arkansas, you're a little over a week away from that big day. Look at everything that you guys have done as a team.
Yep.
I think that's an outstanding job. That's an amazing job. And for you guys to want to show, your efforts for this, to host the Worlds. And that's a great thing because when somebody else decides to host the Worlds, they need to look back and see what all these other individuals have done in the past.
A blueprint.
Yes.
And then whichever ones are most successful, that blueprint gets carried forward.
Right.
And it certainly seems like you have a successful blueprint moving forward. You're organized. You have everything thought of. You have creative ways to raise money. You've raised enough money. You have side pots. You have everything figured out. You're making announcements. I'm excited for it to happen. I think it's going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
so hats off to you and your crew. That's a great job to you guys.
We appreciate it, and I don't want anybody to hear this and think that it's just me or it's just Lucas.
Right.
We've got a great board member crew with the Bowfishers of Arkansas. They're all going to be there helping the day of the tournament. Helping it weigh in. They've all spent countless hours with me and Lucas on the phone, figuring different things out, and coming up with these ideas and plans. So. By all means, this has not been a one man or a 2-man show or anything. It's really came down to the club and the organization and the following and in all honesty, the sponsors. That's what a lot of people I think don't realize is that guys like y'all and Muzzy and other companies and everything else, I mean, they are what make these tournaments the best, because without y'all's support and everything else, none of it would be possible. So I appreciate both of y'all for that too. So
yeah, you bet. Well, like I said, hats off to you and your whole crew for doing an outstanding job. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can get down there and get that boat repaired because I like to travel with my boat.
in case any opportunities come knocking.
Yep.
I understand.
And I'm hoping to get down there. And we look forward to seeing the results of this here, Parker. And maybe when it's done, we can have you on another podcast to talk about recapping of the BAA Worlds in Arkansas.
Yeah, well, and I think one thing too, Parker, that is interesting, at least for us, I like going to these different tournaments. I haven't been to nearly as many as you have, Matt. I haven't been to many, but as far as seeing ideas and just hearing you talk about some of the things that you're implementing for the tournament, boy, that could be something that we could do for our Big 20 next year. Or we could talk to you about something that maybe the next person who hosts Worlds might consider. Right. And it just, when you have a bunch of people that are organized and know what they're doing and get things done and the tournament runs smooth, pretty soon people start to copycat that.
Yes.
And things just start to go smoother as a whole, you know?
Right.
We've actually ran into that quite a bit with the Bowfishers of Arkansas. You know, when I took it over, we went from, like 25 memberships to 60, and then we went to, I think last year we had 130, and I think this year we're already at like 140 or something. And so we've been growing, and that's just, I don't know, that's something I've always tried to take pride in doing was running a good tournament and running a good tournament organization, and, just making it fun for everybody. You know, it ain't just about the guys that want to win the belt buckle, or the guys just chasing the side pot or whatever. It needs to be about everybody. And so we've kind of tried to show that reflection in this World's tournament too. So
yep, absolutely. Well, we look forward to, like I said, seeing the results of the tournament. We wish you and your whole crew the best of luck. And looking forward to seeing the results, Parker. And hats off to you and your whole crew for an outstanding job. And thank you for joining us today here on the Bowfishing Buzz as well, Parker.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. And, y'all decide you want to do another podcast or whatever, whenever, about whatever. Y'all feel free to holler at me. I'd love to just come and talk on the phone with you as always. So.
That sounds great, Parker.
We might just do that.
All right, man. You have a good rest of your day, and maybe I'll see you here in the next week and a half.
All right. Sounds good. Just let me know.
All right. Take care,
Thanks,
Parker.
We'll see you.
All right. Y'all take care.
You bet. Bye-bye.
I'm so glad that we had him on.
Yeah.
Because it's got me excited for it. You can tell Parker's passionate about it. He's got these new ideas. The brute barrel thing is that's just such a cool little thing to have thrown in there.
Think there's going to be a couple fish in there, too?
Oh, wouldn't that be a nasty
That'd
surprise?
Be cool.
Yucky. Well, some maggots in there, too. But even just all the vendors he listed of people come down there. Chuck Belmore is going to be down there. That's going to be very cool, very well known in the community. It's just going to be something that's, I think, going to be very cool for bow fishermen to just go and experience. And he said, we're going to try to make this like all the rest of the big tournaments. We want it to be exactly like what that is, that experience, that when you think of it, you're like, wow, that's a really cool event. Yep. That's great. He's chasing it, and I think it sounds like he might just do it. That's really cool.
And I'm sure any of the listeners that are going to be listening to this podcast are going to hear this whole story here with Parker and his tournament and everything, and they're going to be getting jacked up too because you're not even shooting the tournament, Schmitty.
No, not at all.
You're jacked up about it.
As he's explaining it, I'm mentally imagining it in my head. The facilities, all these different things, the vendors, the food truck, the air conditioning, and it's like, wow, this does seem really cool. It seems awesome, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So all right, Schmitty. Now it is time for.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Get ready for Fish That You Wish. This fish comes to us from the state that hosts the World's Championship Duck Calling Contest. Sam Walton founded his Walmart stores in this state, and this state has over 600,000 acres of lakes and 9,700 miles of streams and rivers.
Missouri.
I'm talking the Diamond State of Arkansas.
I should have known that.
This fish was shot January 27th, 2020 by Gabriel Barnes with a length of 34 inches. This smallmouth buffalo yanked the scales at 27.30 pounds, making it the BAA Arkansas state record. Now, Schmitty, that's a fish you wish you shot.
And you could shoot that fish on July 24th, I believe, is the tournament date coming up here for the 2026 Arkansas Worlds.
Right.
Yep. We just listened to Parker. That's going to be fun to see how that goes.
I also saw a interesting fact there about Arkansas is if in the years past, you could actually get a fine for mispronouncing the wording of Arkansas.
I wonder what that fine is, how much it is.
Because you know what everybody says, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Yeah. Yeah. It is a weird spelling, but boy, do they have fish to shoot. It's going to be a fun tournament.
That sounds like a great tournament.
It does.
Yeah, get out there and shoot them.
Yep. Sounds like the facilities are going to be nice. It's going to be a cool thing to experience.
We now have breaking news.
Whoop. Here's Smitty. We've got some breaking news on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast, episode 123.
Breaking news from our future selves on the podcast. Matt, we just discussed how we were unsure if we were going to be able to attend Worlds this year, 2026, down in Arkansas. We will be attending.
Absolutely.
Mathew will be attending. You'll be down there. You'll have a booth set up. You'll have some product. There will be some specials going on.
Yes.
So we will be there. We just wanted to barge in.
Oh my gosh.
Into the podcast. This is future Mathew and Derek reporting live right now. We're going to jump right back into the current podcast, but Mathew will be at Worlds 2026.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it, Schmitty.
Good deal.
So, Smitty, that right there is going to wrap up our finally getting back to you on our Bowfishing Buzz podcast, episode 123, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well. I will throw this out there, Matt. Our next podcast, we're probably going to be looking to the viewers to help us.
Yes.
So please shoot us a message, send us a Facebook or Instagram message, email us, whatever you got to do. We're going to be looking for viewership, questions, topics, whatever it might be. It'll be a kind of a Q&A aspect of things. So we're looking forward to that as well.
And everybody that's heading down to Arkansas for the BAA Worlds, safe travels.
Yes.
Have a great time. Enjoy the bowfishing atmosphere. Get on the water. Enjoy bowfishing because you love it. I love it, Schmitty. We all love it.
We do. That's why we're here.
That's right. So from all of us here at AMS Bowfishing, we wish you the best of luck. And remember, aim low.
Think big. Thanks for listening, guys.